An old auto electric trick from an old auto electric mechanic. Got corrosion or light oxidation on these copper tabs on your instrument cluster, take a pencil eraser, which I take and cut slices off of, and then you use that to polish up the tabs. You don't want to go too much across them. You can do it some, but you got to be careful not to snag on it and lift those fingers up. It's best to go in the direction of the fingers. And you just sit there and polish on it for a little while and it'll clean right up. You got to do the same thing on the matching plug in the back of the dash for the instrument cluster. It's kind of funny too, after they get old they get brittle and they break off and they don't really get in there and grab as much too, so you got to buy them kind of regular, and by regular every 3 or 4 years. Yeah, this one's stuck in there pretty good, so I don't have to worry so much about lifting the tabs out. But in the older cars from the 60s, 70s, 80s, some of them, and there you have to worry because they like to lift out. The plastic delaminates. And I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. But the problem on this one that I got is I had to disable the VATS system and the ECM for the customer. And since the VATS module is outside of the ECM and works the security light independently, I decided to pull the dash out and clip the wire. I should have just pulled the bulb, but it would have worked either way. But I clipped it and taped it off. But when I took the cluster out, apparently something moved and didn't line back up. So we lost the operations of the PRNDL and a couple of the gauges, I think. So I'm going to clean this up and see how that's getting nice and shiny. At least I hope you can see that. Those are getting pretty shiny now. You got to be careful too, even when you're going in the right direction, you don't put too much upward pressure on it and pull them back and snag them. I think that's about as good as I want to get those. I don't know if you'll be able to see me doing this side that well or not. And like I said, the problem that I had is after taking the dash out and putting it back in, my customer slash friend brought it back and said that the PRNDL wasn't working, and I think he said a couple of the gauges weren't working. And from what I saw, I could turn the turn signal light on, and the check gauges light, which was already on, would sit there and flicker. It would flash with the turn signals. Yeah, you try to do the extra step for your friends and family and all that kind of stuff, and it always winds up biting you a little bit, but it's all right. Well, I think those are pretty clean now, so I got to turn my attention to the instrument cluster contacts. Let's see if we can get over there and do something. Now I'm cleaning up these contacts with the same style eraser. And I may go back in here and snap this connector out and take a pick and lift those up, get a little bit more spring tension on them. And it gave me a chance to blow all this eraser dust out of there too. Just about to run out of battery, so I think I'm going to turn the camera off and hopefully turn it back on and catch that the cluster is working again. Almost forgot to show the gauge is working. You can see it. Well, I got a phone call coming in, or a message. Hang on a minute. You can see the tach's working, all the other gauges are working, lights, of course the check engine light's on. It was on for a fuel tank pressure sensor. And you see the PRNDL lit up on R right now. I'm backing out the shop. And hopefully you can see that the speedometer works too, so we're good to go on all that. Hope this helps. Sparky out.